Hello guys and welcome to Steve News. I'm Steve Knows and we're going to go over all of the news topics that have been occurring this week in the virtual reality space, and this week has been a doozy. There are such great big epic stories to cover, tons of great games, new hardware, new haptics, so enough chin wagging, let's get started. So let's start this off with this one. I know some of you caught this as it appeared on the coming soon section of the Oculus Quest store for just a few minutes, then it disappeared, and that game is Hyperdash. It's official, it's coming to the Oculus Quest platform in February. It's also now back up on the Quest store in the coming soon section, and this has me so pumped. This is easily one of the best first-person online shooters on the Oculus Quest. I had it on SideQuest, and I played it to death. It's cross-play with PC as well, which is great, so you have a bigger online community to play with, and it's also cross-buy. The game modes in it also really promote team play, rather than just being a lone wolf in a team deathmatch, which happens a lot in other online shooters. This is also, it's fast-paced, there's grind rails, there's dashing. Guys, stay tuned for this game. I highly recommend it. I've also got video footage coming for when it's ready for release, so guys, stay tuned, and thank you Triangle Factory for this game. So good. I've actually got quite a few new games coming actually on this, but first let's talk about an update for Star Shaman. It's a hidden gem of a game that I love, and the developers have been working hard bringing a new update that contains changes based on your feedback. They've listened to the community and they've updated their game, which is always really great to hear. So they've now added kind of like a linear progression and checkpoints for bosses, as before it was like a roguelike game and it would punish you so hard after death, and it seemed to punish you a bit too much because people complained. There's also new content such as more spells, there's more moons, there's more planets to visit, there's even more achievements, and this game is currently a daily deal on the Oculus Quest system. So go check out the store, you might be into it. So this piece of news, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it, but I've not been told that I'm not allowed to say it. So here it goes, because I love it so much. I love the work by Dr. Beef and Bumza. They've been porting such classic games like Half-Life, Doom and Wolfenstein to the Oculus Quest. The most recent being Doom 3, arguably one of the best horror action experiences you can have on the standalone device. It's stunning and it's got a fully fledged campaign. They've now integrated this game with Cybershoes natively on the Quest, and this did very, very well on its Kickstarter. The campaign for Cybershoes reached over 300% of their target. So for those of you that are getting those shoes, you can now try Arizona Sunshine, Journey of the Gods, which is such a good game, and Doom 3, that I know you're going to love for sure. This can all be experienced completely wirelessly on the Oculus Quest with these Cybershoes. So put them on, play Doom 3, run away from some demons, or run towards them with a shotgun and blow them away. Now, Haptic X launched some insane looking haptic gloves. They look like robotic attachments for humans to make them cyborgs. Annoyingly, these things are for enterprise. I feel like consumers are not going to get a taste of this until someone breaks the enterprise market and has a good market share so they can then risk the consumer market. But what they don't seem to understand is I want to be Ready Player One already. So these gloves are called the Hapt X. See what they did there, pretty nice. And these are their DK2 featuring true contact technology. So each glove has 130 points of tactile feedback that can displace your skin by up to 2 millimeters. So you can easily feel different objects and textures. The CEO told VR Scout, "Our patented microfluidic skin consists of hundreds of tiny air channels and bubble-like pneumatic actuators. This is embedded in a flexible silicone-based smart textile. When your hand touches a virtual object, our SDK determines the contact force and object surface geometry and turns this into a picture of exactly how your skin would be deformed, and then adjusts all of the 130 points of contact per glove, as if the virtual object were a real object touching their skin." And if you like your haptics and you want to know more about this, because they go into a lot of detail, and you want to nerd out, I will source the sources down below in the description so you can go check this out and read up on it, because it's a really interesting read, especially to know what's happening or going to happen, because this looks like the kind of front runners in haptic technology. It looks amazing. So we have more games now, a sequel to one of the most loved virtual reality games, I Expect You to Die 2, from Schell Games. This was a surprise, at least I wasn't aware of any hints from the devs about this, and this is going to be a continuation of the classic spy puzzler, where you are placed in a series of spy-like scenarios and you have to figure out how to progress or to escape. You will still be facing off against the evil Zarakus, and again, just like in the first game, but this is a sequel, and we're told there are going to be things like new and improved mechanics in the game, new mechanics, so it actually feels like a sequel. There's going to be new puzzles, new environments, and a decent storyline. The game doesn't take itself too seriously either, and it's just part of its charm. I love this developer. They have delivered many times on games that I have enjoyed, so I'm confident in this one too. I look forward to it. And a full link to the trailer down below if you want to check it out as well. So for you VR fitness fans, you'll know that these workout games, if you play them constantly, you kind of get sick or bored of the content. So luckily there's some new DLC packs coming for FitXR, so depending on what part of the game you're into, could it be the boxing or are you into the dancing, there is a pack for both. They will cost $7.99 or $10 each and contain around an hour of new content, so 4 new workouts in each of the packs with different musical styles for each of them. I play these games nearly every day, so I'm glad to see this. I needed something new to keep it fresh and exciting, to give me a reason to dive back in again so I don't have to use my willpower to force myself to exercise. But anyway, they're available now. So now a new headset has been showcased, and it's the M Real, which is developed by Canon no less, which is pretty interesting, so I do expect some great lenses on this thing. They have just released their first promotional video for this product, and it uses pass-through cameras to overlay images in the real world. So instead of looking through clear lenses like a lot of augmented reality products do, just like the HoloLens, this will have you look through cameras and look at the real-time feeds of those cameras instead, and it allows it to overlay visuals that way. That also means that it can do virtual reality in a sense, not just augmented reality, although the virtual reality would be more limited due to the design of this product. It's not going to be exactly like us using our Quests or our Indexes, a VR AR kind of mix. I do believe this product is for enterprise as well, so do you really need that? Convenience and ease of use are more important, I think, in these sectors. So the most impressive thing to me about this is it only weighs 137 grams, which is nothing. That is literally like a phone. So I would love to get my hands on this device and try one of these out. It looks like a super interesting headset, very different, very kind of Japanese, I should say, very innovative and interesting. So I can't wait to see this one. So let's just touch on this quickly. I constantly get asked about the non-official Quest store. When's it coming? And we keep hearing sooner than you think. It's sooner than you think. But there's another latest report from Upload VR quoting Bosworth once again from Reality Labs, and he says this: at the risk of infuriating people, I'll say sooner than you think. No, it's really soon. Like really quite soon. It was almost this week, but we had a little bit of a bug, so we've got to fix that, then it's out. Well, how long is it going to take to fix and test a bug? If they're doing sprints, it could be ready in a couple of weeks. This has got to be just around the corner now. I speculated it to be out in March, but this sounds like it's going to be much sooner, so stay tuned. And he also said something on Infinite Office. It's not as soon as we think, which kind of sucks, because I got my K830 keyboard ready for it. Bosworth, I'm waiting here. But to be fair, it's going to be a big productivity app, so I'd rather them nail it than just get it soon and it not be ready. Probably the biggest news this week, and you may already know, there's been a lot of stories popping up talking about this one, the Quest 3. It's been confirmed to be in development. There's lots of room for speculation here, and I'm sure as hell not hoping it's going to be released in 2021. Please release it in 2022. I can deal with that. I can live with that. I'm hoping Facebook aren't thinking like the mobile market, where it's just continuous improvements on a yearly basis. I'm not sure if virtual reality is the place for that model. Frequent releases, sure, but not yearly. So this came to light after Zuckerberg was talking about the Q4 earnings at Facebook being way beyond the expected, stating that the Quest had made them $885 million. And is on track to be the first mainstream headset, which is both fantastic news for VR as a whole, and I'm sure for some of you, terrible news for virtual reality as a whole. Developers are also making more money on this platform, with over 60 developers generating over $1 million on their games. So this platform of standalone virtual reality is looking more appealing for people. So again, both good for VR and bad for VR. During the ramblings of Zuckerberg, he confirmed that new hardware is being developed, a direct successor to the Quest 2, and it will be an extension of the Quest's ecosystem. So everything should remain forward compatible. It's going to be part of the same ecosystem, just different hardware, which is great news for people who own the Quest 1, who are hearing of the Quest 3, and they would have only just bought their Quest like 4 or 5 months ago, because the Quest 2 kind of dropped out of nowhere. So that's kind of good news for you guys. It's not going to be obsolete. So please let me know down below what you think the specs are going to be, what you would like to see in the headset, and if they're going to follow the approach of the new privacy concerns that we spoke about last week. They said they're going to take a different approach. If they're going to do that, what are your concerns? What are you excited about? please let me know. So let's talk new games. A new one has just hit the store, and I like to see this as the virtual reality version of the classic Nintendo DS game Brain Training. This is called React with a K, and React is marketed as a performance trainer, designed to stimulate your reflexes. People always think about working out the body, but not the mind. And from the Oculus trailer, it looks like a bunch of mini games that test your skills and monitors your progress. I've been looking for a new virtual reality fitness, or at least a self-improvement application style of game, because I've been playing the same ones over and over again, so this couldn't have come at a better time. Oculus did do a blog on its release as well, where they interviewed the creators and they discussed the science behind the game, the research that they did in order to create this, and it's of course a great read if you're on the fence about getting this title. It may help you decide if it's for you and how you would benefit from actually playing it. Another new game now called Bowman is just released, and the name of the game gives it all away. It's a game around bow and arrow mechanics, which I do enjoy in virtual reality. It feels so rewarding and satisfying. So this is a Japanese developed title by DMM, and I think it's around 15 bucks, and it has over 80 levels for you to complete using, of course, you guessed it, your bow and arrow, or as it's called in the game, a Yumi. There are lots of bow and arrow games on the Oculus Quest. In Death is probably my favorite one now, since it's got the tower defense kind of aspect to it, so this will have to do a lot to stand out. But the art style of this game may appeal to you, because I think it looks brilliant, it's right up my street, and surprisingly, this Quest version doesn't have multiplayer, although the Steam VR version from 2019 did. So maybe that's going to come in an update. It's a shame that it's not here on release, but what are you going to do? So that's it from me today, guys. Thanks for watching to the end of the video, getting caught up on the weekly news in the virtual reality space. Please subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be here every weekend delivering the news for you guys, and I will put random videos also up throughout the week. So please subscribe to the channel. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks to my patrons, you absolute legends. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.